Previously on Jetstream.
I'm actually fearful for my life. Sick with fear. Yeah, sick with fear.
How low do you dare to go?
All right, you happy?
Yes.
Skimming the treetops at 500 miles an hour.
It's inside your fear of death range.
Oh my God.
It's the home stretch at fighter pilot school. And winter arrives with a punch.
I don't even know where the plane is.
I'm gonna cry right now.
But when the weather breaks,
shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
One rookie makes a stunning turnaround.
I'm speechless. She did as good or better than a wingman on squadron.
Now let's go kick some ass.
And another
5-2, break right.
hits the end of the line.
Get her nose over. There you go, good spot, good spot.
I figured Tim could have made it through, and I don't know why he didn't.
It's my unfortunate responsibility to stand.
We thought he was going to get one more shot at it, but he didn't, and yeah, that was a bit shocking.
It's final days at fighter pilot school. The end of a 9-month trial by fire. 8 set out on this journey. Now, only 5 remain. For them, the prize is so close, they can taste it. It's a dangerous time.
We have seen people who have been 3 missions away from graduating not make it through the course. So it's not over till it's over.
You're an idiot if you possibly think that, I can just coast from now on. Like, you're just asking for trouble.
They can't coast because they're about to fly an F-18 loaded with live ordnance to learn about strafing and bombing.
5.
But first, they've got
3,
a rendezvous to make.
2, 1, hack. Right, exciting day. Mission overview, this is our first attempt at air-to-air refueling.
Air-to-air refueling. The art of hooking up to fill up while flying.
Putting the thing, which is the probe, into the thing, which is the drogue, and then you get gas.
Let's be honest. It's hard not to think of it as a mating ritual. Here's the female, a Boeing 707, modified into a flying gas station. And this? Well, what do you think?
There's absolutely no way to get away from the innuendo of air-to-air refueling.
You're gonna kind of sneak up on it a bit?
Nope, no way around it at all.
So at the last minute, I make a controlled dart up and into the hole, all right? There is potential here for trouble.
But no matter what they call it, tanking, getting a poke, or simply putting the thing in the thing, it's a skill every fighter pilot has to master. And they've all got stories.
My first poke was in an F5, and that was a disaster.
Suddenly when you start tanking, they just tell you, now that we've told you not to hit anything, I want you to take the probe on your jet and smash it into something else to get gas.
I was confused. You want me to do what?
The thing's moving more and more, and I think I'm moving forward. So the thing keeps moving. I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Captain Dave Monk once lost the tip of his probe, and it earned him a new call sign.
What happened is the hose actually wrapped itself around the tip of the probe, and then while I was sitting there sort of figuring out what I'm going to do to get out of the situation. It actually sheared off the tip of the probe.
Any way you slice it, it's a delicate and dangerous business. But in combat, failing to refuel in the air is not an option. Not at night, or in rough weather, or in hostile skies.
That was an awesome day.
For their first go at it, the students catch a break. The weather is perfect. High above in the skies over Cold Lake, a tanker full of fuel is circling and waiting. On board, an American crew, also on a training mission. First step, climb to 18,000 feet and rendezvous with the tanker.
Alpha 5-1 is radar contact with Scepter 3-5. Scepter 3-5, Alpha 5-1.
Alpha 5-1, Scepter 3-5, go ahead.
Requesting to join.
You are clear to join to the left observation.
Copy.
Be advised we got 3 chicks in tow.
By now, formation flying is second nature to the students.
I'm flying form off a big tanker. This is unbelievable.
That big tanker is punching a big hole in the air. And the turbulence coming off its wingtips can be deadly.
Scepter 3-5, Alpha 5-1, request to stand the right hand.
The fighters have to approach from just the right angle, or they'll get sucked into a collision. And unlike the fighter pilots, the guys on the tanker don't have ejection seats.
5-2, you're clear. Free contact left hose.
5-2, cleared. Free contact, left hose.
Best way is to just get stabilized a little ways back, and then you just get a request wet contact left hose.
Alpha 5-2, request wet contact, left hose.
Contact on the left side.
Dave and Riel wait on the sidelines, while Seamus tries.
I'm feeling this vibration.
It's just airflow off of the tanker.
And tries.
No.
Okay, sit, back her up.
So you just hang out here while he does his stuff?
Yep.
And tries.
Just relax. Once you get that anxiety out of you, you'll be able to fly it a lot smoother.
Yeah.
5-2 is back out to about 50 feet.
The trick to threading this needle is not to look at it.
Fly a reference off the wing initially. And then you got to take a quick peek at the basket and then back to the airplane. Because you see how stable the airplane is?
Yeah.
A little bit of right rudder and in. There you go.
5-2 is contact.
Now fly off the airplane. Fly off the airplane. Okay, I'm out.
And he's disconnected.
Yep.
Sorry.
That just looked bad.
It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
What happened there was you're focused on the basket and you didn't switch back to the airplane. The second you get into the basket,
okay,
you go back to the airplane.
All right.
Dave and Riel are burning up precious fuel waiting for Seamus.
Just want to stabilize.
In the real world, there won't be time to get it wrong.
You'll bring them both at the same time.
I like to wait till one gets in contact first.
Yeah, but the rest could drop out of the sky by the time 5-2 gets contact.
Yeah, that's true.
Seamus shifts over to the other side to make space for Dave to try his luck.
So let's push it forward.
Okay.
Nice and smooth. More power, more power. Good shot. Good job. Hey.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the tanker, Seamus is creeping in.
I think this is good.
A little bit of right rudder, that's all. That's all, that's all.
And finally scores.
There you go. You got it. You got it, good work.
And 5-2 made a contact.
All right. And if you look down at your gas gauge, you notice you're taking gas. You just took 100 pounds. There you go. Not bad.
Now, it's Riel's turn.
Tanker, stabilize. Look at the tanker. That's looking nice. That's looking nice. There he is. Woo.
And he missed. Back now.
On the next attempt, her instructor talks her through the endless sequence of tiny adjustments.
Okay, stabilize. Look at the airplane, that's nice. Keep walking it in, that's looking nice. Keep walking it in, looking at the airplane, keep walking it in. Look at the tanker. That's good. Stabilize, power back a bit. Power back, power back, power back, power back. There, that's nice. But we can't see because of the fuel, so push it in.
She's still taking on gas, but the problem is the spray is obstructing her view of the hose and the tanker. It's safer to unplug and try again.
And request disconnect.
Bravo 6-3, request disconnect.
6-3, disconnect.
And they're backing out and they're disconnected.
Riel shifts to the other side to take another shot.
Bravo 6-3, you're cleared to contact. Multiple dry contacts on the right hose.
Bravo 6-3, cleared multiple dry contacts, right hose.
Good. Sweet! First contact!
Oh my God!
Yes!
It's a moment Riel will remember forever. Her first poke.
So remember, once it's in, it's not over.
Need to tell a lot of guys that.
I really appreciate you guys coming north for us. Thanks a lot. Take care.
No problem. You guys have a good flight.
With tanking in their arsenal of skills, the rookies have extended their range from about 1,200 miles to virtually any combat theater in the world. Next, they'll learn what to do when they get there. With graduation just a few short weeks away, the students are coming to grips with the reality of what they signed up for.
What is that? You get the big flat thing like that, and they all pretty much do have the wavy skirt.
side skirt, they all. And the turret is a lot like the Warrior turret, and the barrel is wide than thin.
For the first time in years, the graduating class is facing the very real prospect of going to war. And soon.
With our troops in Afghanistan, I think it's closer to home for this course than quite a few of the courses that have gone before. Just like it was for courses that were in-house at the time of the Kosovo crisis and things like that.
If they're not thinking about it, they should. If anything, that should focus them even more on what it is they're doing here.
There's the SU-34 fullback, which some people, for some reason, call a flanker as well, because it looks very similar. Just about every friend that I have in the Army from my year at military college has been to Afghanistan, at least once now.
I think most of us now probably expect to see operational tour within our first few years on squadron.
In combat theaters like Afghanistan, it's not about dogfighting with other jets.
Oh, who did that one? Hey, boys, who's that?
It's about supporting troops on the ground.
Afghanistan's very real to me. And going over there, you know, I want nothing more than to be able to go and help the guys that are on the ground.
To help the guys on the ground, an F-18 pilot has to be absolutely precise. The tiniest error can mean the difference between helping them and accidentally killing them. It's a responsibility they will never be allowed to forget.
Will this be the one bomb that's going to go ahead and save the day? Remember, this is not just an academic, right? This is a guy on the ground. It could be your brother, joins the military. Now he is pinned down, calls in the fact, and he thinks that when you roll in to drop that one bomb that you have, that you're going to make it perfect because you're a fighter pilot. That's what he expects out of you.
Getting it right is something the students take very seriously.
If we dropped on the same parameter here and it hit the target here, well, if we go higher, it's going to land short. So you got to go forward that much more.
Their job is to become nothing less than airborne sharpshooters.
It's not just for the altitude, it's for a bit closer.
And there's only one way to do that. Practice. This is where it all takes place. 45 minutes from the squadron on a sprawling 90-square-mile tract of land known as the Jimmy Lake Weapons Range. Here, pilots hone their skills, raining destruction on an array of battered targets. For the rookies, it'll be the first crack at using real live weapons. And the Hornet can carry an arsenal of them. Based on the target, it can be configured any way you want.
The best analogy I can give you is that it's just like Lego for the F-18. Whatever you want to put on the wings, you just click it on there.
Laser-guided bombs. Launch and leave heat-seeking missiles. Radar-guided missiles. And state-of-the-art AMRAAM missiles that hunt their target using their own internal radar. These are some of the most sophisticated weapons on the planet. But in some situations, the right tool for the job is nothing new at all. In fact, it's pure old school.
This is the Vulcan cannon, and as you can see, it looks like an old John Wayne movie Gatling gun. This is mounted behind the radar of the aircraft, and the bullets come out of the barrels here and leave the nose of the aircraft.
It is the most rudimentary of the Hornet's weapons, but in some cases, it's the most effective. And the students will see that firsthand on the next mission. For all its high-tech sophistication, when it comes to strafing, the Hornet is just an old-fashioned gunship. But done right, it's high-speed sharpshooting.
Same as shooting a gun. Does that make sense to you? Yep.
And like any other gun, technique is everything.
You breathe, let the breath out, squeeze the trigger and release it, right? And then breathe again.
Shoot, track, and then pull away. It's not track, shoot, and oh my God, pull.
You get excited, it's like, whoa! Oh, those bullets are everywhere, man.
They'll have to contain that excitement. That's the job. They're headed for the Jimmy Lake Weapons Range.
Alpha 5-1, Jimmy Lake. The weather here is good. The service winds are light and variable. 2985 in the altimeter, straight flat.
And this is their target, a 20 by 20 foot flag. Keeping score is a machine called a T-bar that records how many bullets get fired through the fabric.
How this works is when the rounds go through the target up here, it picks up the sonic boom of the bullet going through because the bullets are going faster than the speed of sound.
Here's how fighter pilots make a strafing run. They can't dive straight in because the negative G's make the blood rush to the head. Pilots call it redout, and it's exceedingly painful. To avoid it, they start the dive upside down, pulling positive G's. Then roll out to make the strafing pass. But that huge neon orange target they're aiming for is practically microscopic from 2,000 feet in the air. This, in slow motion, is how you get the job done. You start pushing for 510 knots. At the same time, nudge the jet into a 15-degree dive. Now, begin focusing on this symbol called a pipper. When that tiny dot in the center lines up with your target, you pull the trigger. Here's how it plays out for Yannick Jobin in real time.
Altitude.
Those shells hit at a rate of 100 rounds a second.
That is f***ing cool.
2 hits, good pass.
Two hits, good pass.
2 hits, and Jobin's heads-up display shows he used nearly 50 rounds to get them.
All right, so we were a little steep on that one and a little bit slow.
Now, Dave rolls in.
I'm saying to myself, shoot, track, shoot.
Just relax a little, yeah.
All right.
But Dave doesn't relax.
Program set for the gun.
Getting hot.
54 and hot.
He flinches, moving the stick when he pulls the trigger, sending most of his bullets off target.
One hit, little right.
5-4, 1 hit, mostly right.
As I'm pulling the trigger, I think I'm bringing the stick back, and I'm not stable.
Squeeze the trigger and the stick, don't pull back on it.
All right.
Riel's backseat instructor doesn't want her to make the same mistake.
I want you to sort of almost pause breathing. It's a very smooth application of trigger, okay? Any kind of abrupt motion of your arm is going to spray the bullets all over the place.
Alpha 5 to the straight side.
Was that a girl?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cap.
So you should be able to look at that 15-degree pitch ladder and be able to bracket it.
Alpha 5-2 in hot.
2's in hot.
Over there. Woo!
One hit.
Riel didn't exactly shred up the flag, but her line of fire was steady and straight. And for a rookie, that's impressive.
5-2, 1 hit.
Good pass.
All right. You okay up there?
Did awesome.
Her enthusiasm chases her all the way home.
I had no idea what to expect. You know, you pull the trigger and it's like a cloud of smoke. And right on the side, I was like, whoa! Kind of had a little Seamus attack.
Oh, here we go. I want to listen to this again because I couldn't believe what I heard.
Riel's confidence is soaring, and it shows.
That's nice to see because you're getting close to the end of the course. And for all of us, we start looking to see if things start becoming solidified for you. So you did a good job with all that stuff.
Okay.
You got any questions for me?
Nope.
All right.
Another solid mission. After struggling and nearly failing in the first half of the course, Riel is shining in the second half.
She is doing really well. I thought it was all over at 1.4, and I can honestly say in 1,000 hours of instruction, in the airplanes, I've never seen a student recover like that.
But it's not over yet. On the next mission, they'll all be tested on how they handle live bombs. The F-18 Hornet is a multi-purpose combat jet. It can dogfight in the air and rain down destruction on the ground. Today, the rookies go on the attack with a live bomb under the wing.
Station 2, ready to load.
The Mark 82 isn't fancy, but with 200 pounds of Tritonol explosives baked into its core, it is effective.
locked. Back locked. Okay, coming down.
Thing is, it's got no internal guidance system. So dropping one of these babies is like playing lawn darts with a hand grenade.
That's it. It's fully armed, ready to go.
And the students get just one toss.
The old days, you just rolled in on the lake and you just hammered off 4 pods of rockets. Just to watch the water go.
Those were the good old days. Talk to you on the freak.
Retracting arms. You got a bomb on board? Follow us.
Ground check the F-18 taxiing Alpha.
Yeah, bring it. Good burns, good swing. 100 knots. All's good. Airborne, gear up. Flaps up.
The target this time is an old tank bearing the scars of past students. And right now, it's Yannick Jobin's turn to make a mark.
There you go. 5-4 visual. 5-4, you on the track lead.
15 miles out, his radar marks the target in the HUD with that flashing diamond. But hitting it requires a precise strike. He's got to dive in at 45 degrees. Too shallow, and the bomb could land short of the target. Too steep, and he risks flying into his own fireball. Jobin starts his dive inverted, then turns right side up.
5-4, and hot.
Now he must line up the target marker and the velocity vector on the vertical line. There, and release.
5-4, up. See if we can squat that baby. I think that was the one right there. That's her.
Watch again. This is the bang you get from 200 pounds of explosives. One after another, the students dive in to drop their bombs.
5-2, in hot. That's it. Oh, nice.
We're coming in on my setting now. 5-4, in hot. On my line.
Okay, I have control.
You have control.
Look over your shoulder. You have control.
I have control.
Then there's Seamus.
3.3.
He's lining it all up perfectly.
Hold your 45.
And for Spanky riding in the back seat, it's better than sex.
That's nice, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, this is good, 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 this is nice, this is perfect.
Altitude.
Right, I'm hot. Look back. Yeah. You shocked the f***er. Master arms safe. Awesome. Did you see it explode? Yeah, that was awesome. I think you shocked it. I think I might have too. That's awesome. Yeah, that was boom. That was awesome.
5-2, you're bomb 40-1030.
40-1030? That's a fucking amazing hit.
An amazing hit. A successful mission.
5-2, switch is safe.
5-3, switch is safe.
5-4, switch is safe.
But a flight is never over until your feet touch the ground. And there's trouble blowing across the runway.
Just so you can be advised, we're issuing a wind warning with gusts up to 40 knots, okay? So it's kind of a bit of a shear, so...
The F-18 can handle the high winds, but if there's an emergency on landing and the pilot is forced to eject, he might not survive it.
Picture yourself jumping off the top of a transport trailer about 35 miles an hour. That's kind of what it'll feel like if they land in the parachute at this point. You're going to have to land the next few minutes or divert to Edmonton, so...
The operations desk tries to divert the jets to another airport.
Oh my God.
I check you're going to Edmonton.
Altitude.
But it's 200 miles away, and that's not an option.
We don't have the gas to go off to Edmonton.
Finally, the wind lets up a little, and they have to go for it before time and fuel run out.
Fuel, love. Fuel, love.
The winds are still strong enough to push the plane left of the runway. The trick is to drag the nose back to the center at the last second.
Got a little bit of wing down now, just a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Nice. Well done.
One by one, they all make it down. And feet on the ground, the tough landing is forgotten.
That was good times.
All they're gonna remember is their first bomb drop.
Looking at him, fires like pure.
God help us. Carney has dropped a live bomb.
Yeah, I know, right?
Who would have thought?
You go in, you tip the wing, you boom! You're like, wow, that is awesome.
I get to hang out with all my dad's hunting buddies and tell them how my gun's bigger than theirs. It's a good life right now.
All right. That was awesome.
It's always good when the end is in sight. And the rookies are now just one mission from the finish line.
Finally, huh?
This is what victory looks like. 8 students in all took the challenge. 5 of them have made the grade.
Who would have thought, eh, Guns? Clearhead 1 to AST 7. It was a fun road.
Today, they've earned the right to call themselves fighter pilots. 9 months, 175 hours of ground school, 50 missions in the F-18 Hornet.
What a bunch.
Thanks, Eki.
They've come a long way. They are actually, in some respects, as good as the instructors at carrying out many of their tasks, because they've become accustomed to doing it every day and being under that pressure.
What I live for. Cougar fly past in 5 minutes. Cougar fly past 20 past the hour.
The last mission of the course is a formation fly past over the base.
We got 1 minute, 25 seconds.
As missions go, it's not a tough one. It's who's watching that matters. Mom and Dad.
See, this one looks bigger than that one. That's a double cockpit. This is a single.
Family and friends from all over the country who've come for their first glimpse
In this window so we can see.
of their own heroes in action.
Our families want to be a part of our lives, and they want to understand what is it that you've been going through that has made you not be able to call us for weeks on end. And, you know, I know that my mom and dad and my whole family have always had a lot of faith in me, and you know, that means a lot to me, so.
When he was in his 4th year in Kingston, Captain Woods here flew the F-18, and as he was coming in and dipping his wing, I started crying because I said, that's going to be Seamus. And here he is.
He's one of the few. It's a proud day. Very proud of him. Yeah.
One of the questions, of course, we posed was that, you know, have you thought about the fact that you're sitting behind a big gun and that you may have to pull the trigger? And we're satisfied that, you know, he had addressed the issue himself.
I think as a mum, I mean, I have a great deal of trepidation. It's a dangerous job, but it's what he wants to do. And that's the most important thing. He's really happy doing it.
She signed her name at the ripe old age of 17 to stand in front of a speeding bullet and protect her country. She was no longer ours. And there it goes. That little thing you raised from... there it goes.
The mission will be short and bittersweet. Every one of the 5 graduates knows this will probably be the last time they'll all fly together.
Alpha 1 flight, push 11 left. And 6-1 also. Five one check left. 5-3. 5-3. 5-4. 6-1. 6-2. 6-3. 6-4. Alphas Bravos, push 10 left.
There's the one up there coming.
They can be very, very proud of their accomplishments. And we want a little bit of attitude. We want a little bit of ego. We want a little bit of swagger in their step and say, hey, you deserve it.
Good job, guys.
Thanks very much.
Congrats.
T-Bag, welcome to the club.
Thanks.
Now looking back, it's like, wow, that was, you know, a lot harder and a lot more work than I thought it would be, just because I didn't even know that this level could exist.
I'm so happy for you. It does feel really good to get to the end, especially because I know there's people out there who said I never would. It has never felt so sweet to finish any other course. It's sort of like I have a career now. It's going to be nice to actually, this is what I do. This isn't what I'm training for anymore.
I love this job. I really love this job. That was probably what really helped me get through all of this. I'm one of the lucky people in this world that not only has a good job, but likes the job that they're doing.
Hey, buddy.
Good.
How's it going?
We're done. I've done it. I've realized my dream of becoming a fighter pilot. I've got high expectation for myself, and now I finally have realized them, and it's just a huge load off my shoulders.
You know, this has been the course that I've been waiting for, you know, all my life, and as long as I can remember, you know, instead of you know, my mom and dad saying, "Oh, that will be you," now they can finally see that, yeah, that is me.
Until Monday morning.
Definitely gonna miss having the guys in Rio around. It's very hard to describe that kind of a bond unless someone has a similar kind of experience.
These guys have been my family for the last 9 months. There's no way I could have got through this course without them. Absolutely no way.
Big smiles.
After 9 long, back-breaking months, they can finally relax, bask in all that hard-earned glory. Until tomorrow.
On this squadron, work hard, play hard, and most importantly of all, don't suck.
For more than half a century, the Canadian Forces Base in Cold Lake, Alberta, has produced some of the best fighter pilots in the world. In January of 2007, after 9 months of intense training, 5 young warriors joined their ranks. Tristan McKee was posted to the 425 Gun Squadron in Bagotville, Quebec. Tristan's call sign was changed to Speedo after a mysterious incident involving the speed brake on his F-18, which triggered a parking lot full of car alarms. Dave McLeod joined Tristan in Bagotville.
What?
Along with Yannick Jobin, who we're told really misses the TV cameras. Riel Erickson and Seamus Allen were posted to the 409 Gun Squadron in Cold Lake, just 300 feet across the tarmac from the 410.
The only 3 things that count on this squadron is your honor, your word, and your skills. If you break any of those, you'll be run off the squadron within 3 months.
Seamus finally got his promotion to the rank of captain, and he continues to make a strong impression, boys, everywhere he goes.
And the recipient of this award is Guns.
After making an incredible turnaround near the end of the course, Riel won the Top Gun Award for the highest overall bombing and strafing scores. A few months later, while patrolling the airspace up north in Inuvik, Riel went down in history as the first female fighter pilot to intercept a Russian Bear bomber. Although he didn't make the cut, Captain Tim Coffin stayed in the Air Force and never gave up hope.
I really don't care what I fly, I just want to fly.
Tim got his wish. He's now training to fly multi-engine transports. And remember Mike Lewis?
My life sucks.
He flunked out of the program early on after repeated failures in the centrifuge. After 6 months of specialized training, he got one more shot at it.
3, 2,
Reload! Excellent, mate. Yeah! Right on.
Good job.
Good job.
That's how I roll.
Excellent.
You don't understand how my life is now a billion times better.
Captain Lewis graduated from the next course with top honors. He now flies with the 409 in Cold Lake. And back at the 410 Squadron, the instructor pilots and the ground crew continue doing what only they can do. Taking rookies with a dream and making them into fighter pilots.